Asterisk, what if the real reason you feel like you are losing power in your life is because you have been looking at women through the wrong lens your entire life? That idea may sound harsh at first, but sometimes the truth is uncomfortable before it becomes liberating. Most men are never taught how attraction actually works. Most men are never shown how power dynamics shape relationships, confidence, and personal direction. Instead, they grow up absorbing fantasy narratives that quietly sabotage their instincts. Understanding female nature is not about control, manipulation, or hatred. It is about clarity. And clarity creates freedom. When a man finally sees reality for what it is, instead of what he wishes it to be, everything changes. This message is meant to wake you up, not to shame you, not to attack women, not to turn you into something fake. It is meant to give you a new lens through which to see interactions, patterns, and outcomes. If you have ever felt confused in your love life, if you have ever wondered why doing everything right still leads to rejection, ghosting, or mixed signals, if you have ever felt invisible despite trying your best, then this message is for you. Most men walk into relationships like blindfolded soldiers walking onto a battlefield. They have no map, no strategy, no understanding of the terrain. Not because women are evil, not because women are enemies, but because no one ever gave men a real education about intersexual dynamics. You were taught to be polite. You were taught to be nice. You were taught to be accommodating. You were taught to be emotionally available. But you were never taught how attraction actually functions beneath the surface. Attraction is not logical. It is not moral. It is not fair. It is instinctual. It is biological. It is psychological. And once you understand that, you stop taking things personally. You stop assuming something is wrong with you. You stop chasing approval. You start operating from awareness instead of desperation. Many men believe attraction is about saying the right words, sending the right texts, being endlessly supportive, always showing interest, always being available. But in reality, attraction begins long before words. It begins with presence, with self-respect, with grounded energy, with a man who knows who he is and where he is going. There is a reason some men who are not the richest, not the tallest, and not the most handsome still attract women effortlessly. It is not luck. It is not magic. It is not coincidence. It is perception. They see the game clearly. They understand emotional patterns. They recognize behavioral cycles. They move with calm certainty instead of anxious hope. This is not about becoming alpha or playing a character. This is about aligning your masculine frame with reality. Seeing women as they are, not as the fantasy versions society sells you. When you drop illusions, you gain leverage. When you gain leverage, you gain freedom. Society benefits from confused men. Confused men are easy to sell to, easy to control, easy to distract. Movies teach you that persistence equals attraction. Music teaches you that obsession equals love. Social conditioning tells you that sacrificing yourself is noble. But in real life, those behaviors often destroy attraction. Once you understand sexual polarity, you realize that masculine and feminine energy respond to contrast. Masculine energy leads, remains grounded, and creates structure. Feminine energy flows, reacts, and tests. When you try to reverse those roles, friction appears, confusion appears, resentment appears. Female nature is not chaotic for no reason. It is coded. It runs on instinct and emotional feedback. The chaos only begins when men expect women to think like men. They do not. They never will. And once you accept that, you stop fighting reality. Most communication with women is nonverbal, tone, pace, eye contact, body language, stillness, timing, silence. These speak louder than words ever could. If you rely only on logic and explanations, you will always feel lost. A man who holds frame does not over-explain. He does not justify his existence. He does not beg for understanding. He states his boundaries calmly. He walks away when disrespected. He does not chase what pulls away. The man who chases validation becomes invisible. The man who is comfortable in his own presence becomes magnetic. This is what emotional control really means. Not suppression, not bottling things up, but direction. You feel emotions without being ruled by them. You observe instead of react. You pause instead of panic. When a woman pulls back, most men collapse. They double text. They seek reassurance. They ask what they did wrong. A grounded man simply continues his life. He does not punish. He does not chase. He remains steady. That steadiness is rare, and rarity creates value. Women test men instinctively, not to hurt them, not to be cruel, but to see if their strength is real. If you break under pressure, you fail the test. If you stay calm, you pass. A man rooted in inner authority does not need to announce his power. He does not posture. He does not threaten. He does not dominate verbally. His presence does the work. You begin to notice changes when you embody this. People interrupt you less. They listen more. They treat you with quiet respect. not because you demanded it, but because your energy commands it. This is not arrogance. This is grounded confidence. You stop building your life around female approval. You start building your life around purpose, health, discipline, skills, finances, direction, mission. Women become a complement to your life, not the center of it. This shift terrifies people who rely on controlling others, because you are no longer controllable. You still experience desire. You still experience attraction. You still want connection, but you are no longer dependent on it. You stop chasing closure. You become your own closure. Asterisk, you stop asking to be chosen. You choose. You stop hoping for respect. You embody it. You stop fearing loss. You understand abundance. This does not mean you never struggle. It does not mean you never feel temptation. It does not mean you never feel weakness. It means you recognize those moments and do not surrender to them. You catch yourself before spiraling. You choose discipline over impulse. You choose clarity over comfort. Asterisk, you choose long-term power over short-term relief. Most men live reactively. They react to texts, react to moods, react to rejection, react to attention. A sovereign man responds deliberately. That difference changes everything. Asterisk, women sense this shift even if they cannot articulate it. They feel safer. They feel more curious. They feel more attracted. Not because you try harder, but because you stopped trying to be liked. When a man holds his frame, it allows the feminine to relax. When the feminine relaxes, polarity deepens. When polarity deepens, attraction grows naturally. This journey is not about controlling women. It is about no longer being controlled by ignorance. It is about stepping out of confusion and into clarity. It is about reclaiming the power that was always yours. You are not broken. You are not doomed. You are not behind. Asterisk. You were simply never shown the map. Now you have it. The only question left is what you will do with it. Will you choose awareness or comfort? Asterisk. Will you choose discipline or distraction? Asterisk. Will you choose growth or repetition? Asterisk, because once you see, you cannot. And once you stop walking blind, you never accept blindness again. You are not here by accident. You are here because something inside you knows you are meant for more. Own it. Live it. Become it.